Grand Rising and bright blessings to all of my pedal patrons. It is Saturn Day. It is the 20th of January, 2024. So today's numerological energy value is 2. We're looking at choices. We're looking at opportunities to move forward in those things that involve other people today. And of course, we have 10 whole transits that are taking place today. And of course, this is the day that the entire universe is going crazy because of some of the big transits that are taking place today. So I'm going to break them down, and I am going to take my time today. Might end up using the whole 10 minutes. So if you're not interested in that, then please scroll on. But for those of you that are ready to stick around, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm giggling first because this is my personal birth chart, okay? And so when we start talking about how the transits and things are working, we always give you the collective, but when we say you need your own personal chart so that you can get familiar with what's going on with your own patterns, you obviously have a clue as to who you as an individual are. Well, I think this is hilarious, and I was trying to explain this to somebody in a different way, and I'm just deciding this, and I'm going to answer the question like this. I am a Libra sun-born individual, aka the sun is in the 12th house, okay? So that's where things are at. But look what other planets are in my 12th house. Pluto, Venus, Mars, and Uranus. I got a lot going on. Those are all big in my 12th house. So when Pluto moves into Aquarius, it will trigger some different types of things, especially because Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. And Pluto obviously is the ruler of my Scorpio rising sign, my first house energy, along with Mercury and Vesta, which is all about spirituality. It's almost as if I was born to do this spiritual work. And my part of fortune is sitting here with my moon with Virgo being the caregiver and the energy of the healer and some other fun things that are out there. Anyway, do you know your patterns? Okay, I bring that up for a reason. Now let's go and bring out the collective chart so that I can show you what that looks like today. Okay, here is all the things that are going on in the collective today. 10 whole transits. You guys know about the major ones, of course, but I'm just going to run through them so that we can express to you why you could be feeling the way that you're feeling. Because today, unfortunately, with all of these things that are going on, there will be some people that might be feeling a little bit anxious. And in that anxiety, the universe is asking you to take a breath. And my favorite N word is no. No is a whole ass sentence, people. Today and tomorrow might be the days that you might need to exercise them just a little bit more in your own way, okay? But let's go through the transits. So remember, betwixt midnight and 6 a.m., okay? So we've already had all these transits that have already passed. We had the moon while it was still in its sign of Taurus, having this interesting sextile, which are the purple. Okay, those are the purple opportunities for harmony. Okay, there could be some triggers in those, but there's a lot of opportunity for harmony. So while we were focusing on the moon in its exalted position of Taurus and all things that Taurus wants to be able to give to us, we're also looking at this energy of, like I said, the blindfold for some people being there with Neptune. Neptune can sometimes be a little bit airy-fairy. It can be a little bit extra dreamy, and we got to bring some things down. However, so we had that little situation that was going on. Then we went into the situation where we were having a quincunx with Venus still here in Sagittarius. And that's a little flirtatious energy as well. And again, it's just like, okay, what are you really paying attention to? Again, these are at midnight energy. So if you woke up feeling some kind of way, it could have been some of these different energies. 5:45 to 8:45, we have the sun, okay, in Capricorn, having a conjunction with the Pluto in Capricorn. So we've had a conjunction freaking every single day this week, you guys. And they're powerful moments whenever we have conjunctions, right? Because they're sparking off all this different energy that takes place. Then a minute later, I should say 10 minutes later, we actually had that Pluto in a Capricorn moment having a trine with the moon moon in Taurus very specifically when it was still there. So those are harmonious moments, trying to bring in the grounded energy, like trying to make everything work. That's a lot of push, pull, tug, and toe in the middle of the night. So if you didn't sleep well, it could be some of those things to do with it as well. Then we experienced at 6 o'clock the moon shifting out of Taurus and into Gemini. Okay, and we're going to be there for another couple of hours until 3:32. So the moon in Gemini, and we're going to be in that energy for the rest of the day, tomorrow, Sunday, and then half of Monday. It's really asking you to be adaptable. It's asking you to be flexible. It's asking you to be mentally aware of things that are going on around you, right? It may not necessarily be you. It will be other people that could be sparked just a little bit, okay? And because Gemini is governed by Mercury, although it's not necessarily doing a lot, we're still having these conversations about what's going on with Mercury still being here in Capricorn. So there'll be some transits that take place with Mercury a little bit more tomorrow as they start to connect together. And then tomorrow's energy is going to be a lot about using your mental awareness and what it is that you're going to be able to do in conversation, especially if you are Mercury driven. So Gemini and Virgo, look out for those two signs tomorrow, potentially to be a little extra chatty, but otherwise. Then we are going to experience at 3:32 this afternoon, a square is going to develop between the Saturn and Pisces against that moon in Gemini. So we've already been talking about the beautiful, delicious energy of the moon in Taurus and how it really is supportive, especially with Jupiter, in the expansive energy of all things natural second house, which is physical, tangible, touchable things, resources, money, your physical body. I'm always going to talk about your physical body because that's super important as well, okay? A lot of upgrades, downloads, and other things. But we're getting less out of the energy, as it will, because you would have learned what you could do, you would have learned what you could tweak, and now you might be a little bit nervous communicating some of those things to other people, but you are going to get there. However, the Saturn part really, for some people, it owns people's energy of being restrictive rather than, I really want to use the word responsibility, but for some people it really locks you in. It's just about reminding you that you have to clean your room before you go play with your friends. I'm just going to put it out there because I'm a parent, okay? But that's sort of the energy that it brings in for some people. So we have that. Then at 4:50 to 7:50, depending upon which coast you're at, that's when technically Pluto moves into Aquarius. And so that's when we talk about the transformative energy of everything that's going on with the death, rebirth cycle, and the sort of rebellion energy that we want to associate with our Aquariuses, although it's for humanitarian reasons usually, right? So that energy is going to be with us for the next 20 years. So it's not like we expect a million things to take place today, because we do have to develop the consistent energy from our collective to get into that. Although we've already had a good start with looking at the political system that's going on. I don't do politics on my page. I don't have the spoons to dig into that. However, you're already starting to see some of that develop. Therefore, the last placement that takes place, the last transit this evening, is going to be about 9:45 p.m. And then that's exactly where we have the moon in Gemini having a quincunx with Mercury in Capricorn. So we will have that energy a lot with us tomorrow. And then Mars is going to get involved with us tomorrow in a quincunx sort of a conversation. And then it's all going to drive us back to the Chiron and Aries energy with this moon energy in Gemini. So basically today and tomorrow are sort of like be mindful of your mental awareness and your mental health these next couple of days, because that's what that energy is going to be about, this energy, especially with Chiron and Aries. How are you personally taking care of what's going on within your mental health? Therefore, the energy of Saturday and Sunday is that I as long as I'm aware of my patterns, I can adjust them. And I can use no expeditiously where I need to, because sometimes you just have to tell people no, not now, and you don't have enough spoons for it. Some people are going to be feeling some very interesting kinds of ways, and if you don't have to contribute to that, then back on out and use today and tomorrow honestly to just sort of relax, get into a relax mode as much as you possibly can, and then give yourself a couple of days to sort of roll through that. Many blessings, my friends. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.